Alright, gentlemen, I ran into some issues with my phone. Got some water inside, so it's at the repair shop right now. Therefore, I haven't been uploading the last few days. It's taken longer than expected, so I just decided to go ahead and record from the laptop. So that's what we're gonna do and try out. Yesterday, I was at a Muay Thai event here in the locality where I'm currently at. And it was interesting. It was very interesting. I noticed a few things that I think translate very well to life and business in general. And the thing I want to talk about, the thing I noticed and observed is that it wasn't necessarily the most technical guys that won the fights. It wasn't necessarily the guys that spent most of their training time practicing and perfecting their technique that won their fights. See, fights, real fights, like life, is messy and it takes more than just performing everything right to come out the other end on top. It was often the guys winning that were the ones showing the most aggression, having the biggest gas tank, having the highest pain tolerance. Experience definitely counts because, well, guys with more experience start learning this very quickly, so they have had more time to have that insight and then translate that into training and their general mentality, right? So yeah, it's not just about perfect form and technique. It's also about what else do you bring to the fight. How much fight do you bring to the fight? And this translates to life and business as well, right? It's not the guy closing all the deals that's the one that delivers the perfect pitch every time. It's probably the one up late at night, still doing outreach, getting that volume in, the one that takes last minute calls even when he's already tired, when he doesn't feel like it. It's the guy that, even though maybe he doesn't deliver a perfect pitch, he delivers it with conviction, with confidence. He's taking ownership and he's controlling the conversation, directing it, steering it actively. You see how these all relate and are analogies to those fighters in the ring, right? It's, I mean, if you add all that and then on top you deliver the perfect pitch, okay, then you're just gonna smash it and kill it. Of course, because then you got the volume, you got the intensity, and now your conversion rate is just gonna absolutely smash it. But that's because you did all that work on the front end first. That volume had to be there. That intensity had to be there. Also, that volume is allowing you to put in the reps. And if you put in the reps, that's what will allow you to perform your technique, perform your pitch, or perfect it, I should say. So again, that volume is very important. Also because this is another thing I noticed. Performing with perfect form is one thing. But executing it under pressure, that's a second thing. Now the form starts taking a hit and starts deteriorating. Performing under pressure is something that's very hard to emulate, to recreate in training. Think of famous example is in football, penalty shootouts, especially in final games of a tournament. I'm talking like a World Cup, Euro Cup, things like that. Those are infamously high pressure. Everything is on the line right there. And it's very well known that even though you can obviously very well practice penalty kicks, you cannot recreate the pressure of having a full stadium of spectators and the entire world watching on stream. That type of pressure, that's something else. And you're only gonna get that through experience, by playing a lot of games, playing in a lot of tournaments, and just upping the stakes every time, and performing under pressure, failing under pressure, and keep going under pressure until the pressure fades, until you become used to that new baseline. So that's another reason why you need to put in the volume, because that's going to allow you to have this constant exposure to that type of pressure. You can't sit around and practice your pitch all day and then think that, oh, you're going to have one call a week and then just like perfectly execute and deliver it and bring it home. That's not how it works. You need to have multiple calls each day, and some of them are going to suck, especially in the beginning. They're going to be sloppy, especially in the beginning. You're going to stammer over your words and stutter, and you're not going to know what to say, and they're going to have questions, and you're not going to know the answer, and you're going to get flustered, and all of that's going to happen, and you just have to go through that. Because it's not so much that you don't know what to say. It's not so much that you don't know the materials, you don't know the products. It's that you are not used to that level of internal stimulation. Like that pressure is stimulating your nervous system and it's throwing you off because you're not used to it. And that's what happens, that's what they call like being out of the like when you're rusty, you're just out of the flow, you're out of practice, as they call it. That's what it is. Your nervous system is simply not acquainted to that stimulation anymore. It has come down, and you need to get up there. But you're not going to get used to it by having just one peak and then dropping. No, you need to like stay up here until you get acquainted to that new level. That's the new normal, and just run with it. So, insights from martial arts. Here's one again. You need to train for intensity. You need to train with intensity. You need to train like you fight. And all of that applies to life and business as well. You need to recreate and live in the reality that is a peak performance environment. You need to go at it with the intent to kill, as I say sometimes. These are real stakes. Everything is on the line all the time. Every day is game day. every day you need to bring it home. And if you approach it like that, you're gonna get used to that level of performance, and it's no longer gonna be a thing to you. And that's gonna be how you operate. And that's gonna be your modus operandi, SOP, standard operating procedure. So remember that when you plan your week, when you plan your days, save this video for making those notes later on. If you like this and you like more insights from martial arts, Muay Thai, applied to life, business, like and subscribe to the channel. There's much more like this coming. And I see you on the next one, gentlemen.